The elevator doors opened quietly. A young woman stepped inside. She did not know that a silent camera mounted above her head was about to record one of the most unsettling videos ever seen by the public. A video that would be analyzed frame by frame by millions of people around the world. A video that would raise questions no official explanation could ever fully silence. Her name was Elisa Lam, and this is the full story of what happened before that elevator ride, during her disappearance, and after her body was found in a place no one could explain. Elisa Lam was born on April 30th, 1991, in Vancouver, Canada, to immigrant parents from Hong Kong. She was a bright, thoughtful, and introspective young woman who loved literature, art, and writing. Friends described her as intelligent and kind, but also deeply sensitive. She often struggled with feelings of isolation and identity, trying to understand herself and her place in the world. Like many young people of her generation, Elisa expressed herself online. She wrote blogs where she discussed books she loved, social anxiety, her struggles with confidence, and her desire to experience life beyond what she knew. Her writing was honest, sometimes painfully so, and it resonated with strangers who felt the same quiet loneliness. In early 2013, Elisa decided to take a solo trip through California. It was not unusual for her. She had traveled alone before and saw it as a way to grow, to challenge herself, and to feel independent. She planned to visit San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Cruz, and San Francisco. She kept in touch with her parents daily, promising to call them every day to let them know she was safe. Her parents trusted her until the calls stopped. Elisa arrived in Los Angeles in late January 2013 and checked into the Cecil Hotel, located at 640 South Main Street in downtown Los Angeles. To someone unfamiliar with the area, the Cecil appeared like an affordable, historic hotel in the heart of the city. But to locals and true crime historians, the Cecil Hotel carried a reputation unlike any other. Built in 1924, the Cecil Hotel had been associated with death, violence, and tragedy for decades. Serial killers had stayed there. Suicides had occurred within its walls. Murders, overdoses, unexplained deaths. The building seemed to absorb darkness. Yet Elisa did not know this history. At first, nothing seemed wrong. She explored the city, visited bookstores, and took photos. She shared updates online. But soon, other guests began to notice something unusual. Elisa was originally placed in a shared hostel-style room with other female travelers. Within days, those roommates complained to hotel staff about Elisa's behavior. According to reports, she was acting erratically, leaving notes for roommates, locking them out, behaving in ways that made them uncomfortable. The hotel moved Elisa to a private room. This decision would later raise serious questions. On January 31, 2013, Elisa Lam was last seen alive. That afternoon, she was reportedly seen in the hotel lobby. She appeared disoriented. Some accounts say she was talking to herself. Others say she seemed anxious but calm. No one intervened. No one reported an emergency. That night, Elisa entered the hotel elevator. The footage, recorded by a security camera, is disturbing not because of what it shows, but because of what it suggests. Elisa steps into the elevator and presses several buttons. The doors do not close. She steps out into the hallway and looks both ways, peering as if she's checking for someone. She steps back inside, presses more buttons, then hides in the corner. She waves her arms strangely. Her hands move in an unnatural, repetitive way. She appears to be talking to someone who is not visible on camera. Then, after nearly 4 minutes, she calmly walks out of the elevator and disappears down the hallway. That is the last known footage of Elisa Lam alive. Days passed. Elisa failed to check out of the hotel. She stopped calling her parents. Her phone went silent. Her parents, growing increasingly worried, contacted the Los Angeles Police Department. A missing person investigation was opened. Officers searched the Cecil Hotel, including Elisa's room. They brought in dogs to track her scent. They searched stairwells, hallways, common areas, and even the roof. The dogs led investigators to a window that opened to a fire escape. From there, the scent stopped. No sign of Elisa was found. Meanwhile, something else began happening inside the hotel. Guests started complaining about the water. The water pressure was weak. The water had a strange taste. Some guests reported the water coming out dark, almost black. Others complained of an unusual smell. At first, these complaints were treated as maintenance issues. Then, on February 19, 2013, nearly 3 weeks after Elisa vanished, a hotel maintenance worker was sent to the roof to inspect the water tanks. There were 4 large cylindrical tanks supplying water to the hotel. When he opened one of them, he saw something floating. It was Elisa Lam. Her body was found submerged in the water tank. She was naked. Her clothing was floating beside her. There were no visible signs of trauma. The discovery horrified the world. How did she get there? The roof was not easily accessible. The door was locked and alarmed. The tanks themselves were tall and heavy, with lids that were difficult to move. There were no reports of alarm sounding. No one saw her on the roof. The elevator footage was released to the public shortly after. The internet exploded. People dissected every second. Some slowed the footage down. Others claimed it had been edited. Conspiracy theories spread rapidly. Paranormal explanations, criminal involvement, cover-ups, everything was suggested. The Cecil Hotel's dark history only fueled suspicion. Authorities later stated that Elisa's death was accidental. The coroner ruled it an accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder listed as a contributing factor. Elisa had been prescribed medication, and toxicology reports showed only trace amounts of her prescription drugs. The official explanation was that Elisa experienced a mental health episode, climbed to the roof, entered the water tank herself, and drowned. But for many, this explanation felt incomplete. How did she access the roof without triggering alarms? Why did hotel staff allow a missing woman to remain undiscovered in the water supply for weeks? Why did the elevator footage appear altered, with timestamps missing and movement slowed? Why did dogs fail to detect her scent on the roof? Why did her behavior appear so fearful in the elevator? Years passed. Documentaries were made. Books were written. Online forums remained active. For some, the case represents a tragic mental health crisis. For others, it is a symbol of institutional failure. And for many, it remains one of the most unsettling mysteries of the modern internet age, because the elevator footage still exists, and every time someone watches it, the same question returns. What did Elisa Lam see in that hallway? What made her hide? And how did a young woman vanish inside a hotel, only to be found weeks later in a place no one thought to look? Elisa Lam's story is not just about mystery. It is about vulnerability. It is about how easily someone can disappear. And it is about how sometimes, even with cameras watching and answers offered, the truth remains just out of reach.